So I decided to not run the 97 ES300 power steering hose, which is this one right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and return this. This still looks pretty good. I'm pretty sure I'll just put it back in the bag, and they won't really say much, but that's about $16. And this right here cost me about $9. This 5/8 hose. I'll go ahead and put a part number of it, but I mean, even with giving the guy from AutoZone the part number, he still gave me the wrong hose. So just gotta make sure you get the right one. It clearly says 5/8 on it. I have well, it doesn't say right here, but this is how it would show on the hose itself, and you want to see 5/8, but it will fit perfectly fine with the reservoir from the 6th gen. Just get the clamps and you run the hose, and use some of these Home Depot clamps. They also sell them on Amazon. You can actually get a pack of 20 on Amazon for like 20 bucks or something. But I have the clamp right there, and it's heading down towards the power steering pump. And then it's bending down right here, and there's no kinks, you can see that. So it's a pretty good flow. And into the power steering pump. So that's one of the hoses, 5/8 from AutoZone. And then for the bottom one, this one right here, this one's 3/8. I'll also go ahead and put the part number on the video. And I'm running it in between the area of the motor mount. You can see there's enough space to run it without kinking the tube. Check that out. It doesn't kink. It is a bit smaller than the hose, than the adapter right here, but we'll put some WD-40 on it and it should slip right in. And then I'm using the 5/8 clamp. This is a 1-inch clamp and this is a 5/8 clamp. Don't ask me why it doesn't. But anyways, I got these from, you can get these from Harbor Freight or Home Depot. And I'm running the return hose, same direction as the 5/8 one. And I'm gonna be mounting it on the firewall right here so that I could get it away as possible from the exhaust manifold. And I got this super long hose from AutoZone. This hose cost me about I want to say like $10. It's 5 feet of it. I just wanted to get a long amount. And I got it running down here. You can see down here, and I'm trying to get it into the steering rack. But one issue I'm encountering right now is this is the hard line that attaches to the steering rack. Here, I'll show you with the old one so you guys can get a better idea. So, oh, this one even has a worse curve. Look at that. This one has a worse curve going like that way, but this one would go like this, and you can see already how the curve pushes it up against the engine. So because when I installed this, it would go like this, and you can see how it angles towards the engine, and it kind of, I don't know, it creates a curve to the hose that I don't want. So what I'm going to do is actually cut this section right here so that it's a straightaway instead of a curve. And then because it's not going to have this flare end, I'm just going to run the hose all the way over here and just put a couple of clamps. And if it leaks from that, then I'll just in the future buy the flare kit to make this flare over here and avoid that issue. But I don't think it would cause a huge leak, so I'm gonna do it that way for now. And I'm also going to be running hose heat shield, so that, because it's really close to the exhaust manifold and I don't want it to get hot. And We're gonna buy some hose heat shield and put it where it needs to go. Probably same thing with the shift cables. They're kind of close to the exhaust manifold, so we're probably gonna run that. But you know, people have done it, so it should be fine. I don't think it would be a big issue, but let's go ahead and finish that. The whole purpose of this right here is so that the hose does not back out. But I'm pretty sure if we run the hose all the way over here, it shouldn't have an issue of backing out. So I don't think we're gonna have a problem there. So this is how it's gonna go back into the engine, and it will have a better angle. It will have a better straight angle that's not pointing towards the engine. So that's the idea, and you can see the metal goes pretty far out. So I'm just gonna put a worm clamp right here and then a couple clamps, the stock ones, and it should be fine. If to a later date it does leak a little bit, then that's when I go to Harbor Freight and buy the flare kit and just make a flare at the end of it and just hope it doesn't leak. But this should be fine for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it with the clamps. So I have this. This is what I'm gonna be using, and I'm pulling on it and it doesn't seem to slip out easy, so this should be fine. So I'm gonna be running it like this, and I have these opposite directions, so that way it has clamping on this side and on this other side as well. Two should be fine. Worst case worst, I'll just put another one if it does leak, but at that point I'm probably just gonna do the flaring situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this and maybe put one more bracket on the brake proportioning valve. Sorry, I went ahead and showed you guys before, but if you guys didn't know, I got them from Harbor Freight. That's the item number. Hose clamps, rubber insulated clamps, and the other clamps that I'm using are this. Got this at AutoZone. That's the part number, and I'm using these at the bottom. And I already have that. You can see it from here. And we're gonna go ahead and mount a bracket or a clamp right there in the proportioning valve. So it is installed 100%. I already went ahead and tied the lines. And hopefully I can get a better view of it down here. So as I said, I got the hose clamp, the 5/8 one on the proportioning valve, brake proportioning valve, and it has a okay bend. It's not that bad, and it should be fine. And then, as I said, we're gonna buy some insulator, hose insulator, heat insulator, and wrap it all with it right here in the back. So we just got the belt installed. It's a gate right there. It's a little hard to get on, but it's on there. And then I ended up getting all these brackets from Pick and Pull. You're gonna need the tensioner bracket, which is this one right here, that bolts up to the engine right there. And then this allows it to slide back and forth. There's not that much slack anymore because it's pretty tight, but I'm gonna put a little bit of tension on it. And this is the adjuster right here. And then I got the whole bracket, which is this one right here. This one's a bracket piece. This one's a bracket piece. And then the top one right here. So we're gonna tighten all those up and get it ready. So I don't have the union bolt for the power steering pump where this connects to. I was reusing the one from the Celica, so I'm gonna have to figure out where to get that from. Maybe if I could get it online, because I do not want to go to the junkyard and get it, but if I have to, then I guess I have to. So that's gonna be for another episode. So if you're not gonna be running the pulley plate right here, which is what I have, this is gonna be the best belt you want to use for this application, how I am running it. Now, in order to install the belt, well, for one, on our setup, we have to remove the motor mount and slide it through there first. But then we also have to remove the Allen heads from here and then the bolt from here, and just leave this one loose so that you can bring the supercharger forward so that you could loop the belt onto the pulley. And now you could go ahead and reinstall it, and that's how you install it. Hecho en Mexico. What in tarnation? Already got them tightened up. So the belt is installed. There's the part number for the belt. Again, I will eventually run the plates at a later date. Not right now, but when the time comes, or I guess when the car's already all situated at my house, I'm gonna go ahead and figure out a custom motor mount, because obviously you can see I had to use the stock mount in order to get it to work, but I'm probably gonna have to do something else. And I don't know, I like the look better of the supercharger plates, so that'll be something in the future to do. But for now, this is good, more than good enough. Now that's messed up. How come your belt's made in the UK? Reino Unido. So that's how you say UK in Spanish. So I got the belt installed, and that's the clearance. This isn't the best way to run a belt for the supercharger setup, because you can see right here the alternator doesn't have that much contact surface. And at a later date, I will run the pulley plates at a later date. So this setup is okay because I'm running the same amount of contact space on the crank pulley and on the supercharger itself. So it's fine for now, but at a later date, I will come back and install the pulley plates and maybe a new motor mount, because this will for sure not work. But that's for a later date. So you keyboard warriors out there, before you guys start your comments, my friend has been running this setup for months now, and it's been great for him. So it's gonna be the same way for me. Many MR2 owners that run this same setup run it the same way with no issues, so it should not be an issue for me as well.